it's time to submit your quarterly Form 941. Here's what you need to know. At the end of this video, you'll be able to e-file or print Form 941 and Form 941 Schedule B. Employers use Form 941 to report income taxes, Social Security tax, and Medicare tax withheld from employees' checks. In certain scenarios, employers may also submit their portion of the Social Security and Medicare taxes with this form. Employers must file this form on a quarterly basis. Employers who are designated as semi-weekly depositors must also file Form 941 Schedule B, which shows the semi-weekly deposit amounts. According to the IRS website, you're a semi-weekly scheduled depositor if you reported more than $50,000 of employment taxes in the look-back period or accumulated a tax liability of $100,000 or more on any given day in the current or prior calendar year. If you have questions on when or how your company needs to file, contact your tax advisor. Sage 100 Contractor uses an integration with Atrix to generate these forms. The amounts withheld from the employees pull from your Sage software and populate the forms. During the generation process, you will manually enter some information, like the actual deposits made for 941 payments. Let's look at this process. To access these forms in your software, select Payroll, Federal and State Tax Filing, and Federal Forms. Before you begin, you may want to update the Atrix forms. This will happen automatically when you click Run Report, but you can perform the task manually before you begin. On the Options menu, choose Update Forms. When the Update Forms window displays, Sage recommends you choose Automatic Update. When you are ready to generate your 941, select 941 Schedule B 941V Report. In the criteria, select the period and year for which you want to generate the form. Then click Run Report. If you previously completed the company information when you ran a report through the Atrix integration, Atrix opens directly into the 941 report. However, if you have not run reports recently, you may see a company wizard with several pages that you need to click through, review, and complete any missing information. In case you see this wizard, let's take a look at what to expect. The first page in the Company Setup wizard is the Company Federal Identification Number. Verify it's accurate and click Next. On the next page, select if you have data for multiple or single payroll files to report. Click Next. The next page is the company information, which displays populated with the details from the same place as the Federal ID number. If you modify the information here, the company information in your data does not update with the changes. If you want to populate the contact information on your forms, type the first name, last name, title, email address, and phone number. Click Next to continue. Choose the tax preparer type. Click Next. Verify the state and local tax items and click Next. At this point, Atrix loads the data from your company and generates the 941 report information. This may take a moment. You may also see a promotional message that you can close. Follow the process steps in the Report Steps window to complete the forms. The general process is to review and edit the information that populates. Print a copy for your records. Then print the official federal or state copy to mail, or choose the e-file option to have Atrix submit the form for you. You have the option to hide this message for the next time. Click OK to close the message. The next message reminds you to complete the red fields, which require information before you can continue. When you use the Tab key on your keyboard, the program moves the current active box to the next red field that requires attention. Click OK to accept the message. Notice the Action toolbar at the top of the window. This toolbar displays instructions at each step in the process. Use the toolbar to note where you are in the process and what to do for that step. The toolbar has navigation for the pages in the current step, as well as the next steps available. Let's return to the first page to review the form. Most of the boxes in the header area populate from the details in the company information. If you have a question about what to put in a box, hover over or click in the box for field help tips. The form looks like the paper version. Review the amounts in the boxes and complete any boxes that display in red. You can enter information into any boxes that display in blue. Use the page navigation to move to the next page to continue your review. Verify the amounts for the required information are complete, including box 13A for total deposits in the quarter. In Part 2, for number 16, the program looks at the amount in box 12 in Part 1. If the amount is less than $2,500, only the first box is red and available to select. If the amount is over $2,500, the additional boxes are red and available to choose the one that applies. When you select the first box, you are a monthly scheduled depositor for the entire quarter. The tax liability amounts for each month populate with the monthly total. If your company is a semi-weekly scheduled depositor for any part of this quarter, select the alternate box. A message displays that you are required to complete Schedule B in this scenario. Schedule B displays on page 4 to review and complete in this process. This schedule automatically prints and is included when you submit the form electronically. Use the tab on the keyboard to move to the next red box, or use the page navigation to continue. On page 3, verify the amounts in all the boxes and complete any red boxes, such as contact title. Navigate to the next page to review the 941 Schedule B. On Schedule B, the values populate based on the check dates for the payroll records. These should tie to the deposits you make to pay the 941 tax liability. This is only required for semi-weekly scheduled depositors. If the amounts look good, you're ready to go to the next step. Click Next Step. An important notice displays. If you need to return to the form and review something, click Double Check. Otherwise, click Agree to continue with the process. Notice the toolbar status changes to highlight My Copy. This is your opportunity to print a copy for your records. This is not the certified version you file. If you look at the printout, a watermark displays Record Copy, Do Not File. Click Next Step to continue. You may see a promotional message. You can select Don't Show This Message Again. Click Close to discard the message. A prompt displays to select how you want to file the federal copy. Choose eFile to submit the form through the Atrix eFile option. When you choose this option, you must have an eFile account with Atrix. Refer to the knowledge base article titled How Do I Create an eFile Account if you need information on how to complete the registration process. After you click eFile, a window displays for a signature. The IRS requires a signature, and Atrix can fill in Form 8453 EMP for you, but you must agree based on the legal content you see here. Click in the box where you see the text, Click here to sign with mouse. Choose your signature method. We'll choose I want to create a new signature. Then click OK. In the Signature Info window, type the name, title, and identify the 4-digit PIN to associate with this signature to use again later. Click in the box and create the signature with the mouse. If the signature is OK, click Accept. Clear to start again, and Cancel to exit without creating the signature. After you sign, the Atrix login screen displays for you to log on to your Atrix account, where you can specify when you want Atrix to submit your forms. However, if you want to print and submit yourself, choose the Print option in the Filing Options window. In the Print window that displays, you see this is the certified copy that you will print and then send to the appropriate agency. Verify the printer to use and paper, then click OK. For this lesson, we'll print to PDF to preview. Notice there is no watermark for record copy this time. This is the final version. We'll scroll to review the report pages. The first 3 are for the 941, and there's a Schedule B at the end. Close the preview. If the report prints successfully, you can respond yes to the message that prompts if the report is complete. We'll click No. You can return to the report in the history to modify information or print it again. Click Finish to exit this form. Atrix keeps a history of activity on each form. If you need to return to previous activity, in the Federal Tax Forms and E-Filing by Atrix window, select the report in the list and click View History. On the Open Report window, select the report in the list, then choose View Print, Edit, or Remove. You can print a report to validate the amounts on the form or review what to expect when you print the form. Select Payroll, Payroll Reports, and Federal Tax Report. Print either the short or long form. Atrix uses check dates to determine period liabilities and earnings amounts. Be sure the dates you choose for period end or check dates match the dates Atrix uses on the report. Let's look at the short form first. We'll use a check date range for the first quarter check dates. We'll press Ctrl-V on the keyboard to preview the report. The short form includes a single summarized row for each employee with columns for taxable gross, Social Security or FICA dollars, Medicare tax, federal income tax, and federal unemployment tax. On this report, you can drill down on a row to see the federal tax details for that employee with each payroll record for the employee. From the drill down report, you can also drill down into the payroll record to review specifics. We'll press Escape to exit. If you print this report for a specific quarter of wages based on a check date, these amounts should match the 941 amounts. We'll press Escape to exit the preview. The long form has most of the same information, but rather than a single summarized row for each employee, there is a row for each payroll record. The date is the check date. If you need to drill down into payroll record details, select the payroll record and double-click to drill down. We'll press Escape to exit. To validate information for other Atrix forms, follow the instructions in the knowledge base article titled How to Reconcile Payroll Reports. If you need to adjust a prior return or claim a refund, use the 941X report option in the list of available federal Atrix forms. In this lesson, you learned how to e-file and print the Form 941 and Form 941 Schedule B.